Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now what we are doing is making videos for Economix. So this is actually a comic book which helped me a lot for understanding more about economy. So what is this about? It will teach us how our economy works, or even doesn't work in words and picture. So basically here there are words and there are also pictures. That's why I call it as a comic books. But they say it is a novel in graphic. So it is made by Michael Goodwin and illustrated by Burr. There are some foreword by David Bach and also introduction by Joel Bakan. So this video will be made in some videos. So I will make like short videos about these comics. There are some chapters here. Chapter 1 is The Invisible Hand. Chapter 2, Full Steam Ahead. And then Chapter 3, Money Power, Things Fall Apart. Chapter 5, Guns and Butter. Chapter 6, The Era of the Flimits. Chapter 4, Revolt of the Rich, The World Today. So this first video is basically will tell you all about this book or this comic. Let me call it as a comic. So this comic consists of some years. For example, related to Invisible Hand, it will tell us about what happened back then, like the distant past to 1820. And then there will be Adam Smith, who thought about the invisible hand. And then in the chapter 2, it will tell us about what happened 1820 until 65, which very related to the steam. That's why there are some revolution and everything around that one. And also the money power, 1865, 1914, and then things fall apart, 1914, and then 1945, what happened then. And then as you know that economics morely based on the real thing, what happened, and then some people think about it, and then they make some theories about it, and then the theories will be challenged by some other economics and something like that. So these are what happened. And then these are some forward what basically you can also read this, but this is a long word, so let me make it short. So also introduction by Joel Bakan. It's a professor. Okay, as a preface, everyone has questions about the economy. Why can't I live as well as my parents did? Will I still have a job next year? What will happen to my kids, to our world? And this is the author. So every time we see this figure, it is actually the author. So if the experts are baffled, how can the rest of us understand what's going on? The writer started to looking for the answer in the economics text, and he found enough insight that makes him so interested, but couldn't seem to make insight to add up. So he went back to read all the original sources, and then started to see the big picture again. And well, the whole picture was complicated. No, one part of it was all that hard to understand. Actually, all the pictures come together, it will be very easy to be understood. That's why he make this essay or a comic, which is very easy to be understood. What he believes is that if we can understand the story of the economy, and it's never been more important than that we do. We have tried leaving the economy to others to understand. That's why we are in the mess here. So what he means is that every one of us need to be understood, need to understand all of economics processes. We are citizens of democracy. Most of the issue we vote on come down to economics. It's our responsibility to understand what we are voting about. Okay, so actually the focus of the story, that this book isn't really straight something like this comic version of Econ 101 text. Instead of starting with basic principles and building logical on them, the writer is emphasizing history. So He thinks that we cannot understand where we are unless we know how we get there, how we get here. That's why, as previously I told you, that the writer will explain what happened then, and then what theory based on the actual what happened. So he will not follow a strict chronology, something like that. Sometimes we will jump into order to individual subjects, coherent, something like this. The subject include many things that are often excluded from purely economic analysis. But really, everything affects the economy, and the economy affects everything. So also related to foreign policy, environmental science, psychology, military history, and something like that. And the big one is the power. So as far as the writer concerned, trying to explain the economy without mentioning power is like trying to explain politics without mentioning money. None of this is news to the economists. Modern economy is basically broader and more diverse than most people think. Most of the points in this book, even the criticism of economics, were originally made by an economist. So we can also check out the sources on the page 295. So this is the last page of the preface. So point being, people who think that the economy is a fixed set of logical rules that only math geniuses can understand are a minority. They are also wrong. After all, economics isn't chemistry. It deals with infinite complexity of human behavior, not the rigid law, not the rigid laws. That's why the writer making the narrative. This book is his take on things economic, for better or worse. For instance, while he tried to cover the whole world, he focused on economy of the United States because he is an American and it's the economy he lived in. But I can tell you that the economic, even it was written in America, it also similar with other countries. So we can learn what happened back then in 1900 or 1900 for 2 days, like 2020s. At some countries it happened. Like even sometimes what happened back then can be happen today as well. For that matter, every book on the economy is someone's personal take on things. So don't treat this book or any other as gospel. If something seems wrong, it's never been easier to check facts, find other opinions, and things through ourselves. After all, some people know lots about the economy, some know a little, but nobody understands the whole thing, and anyone can understand better, which is why he wrote this book. Where to begin? Well, everyone say they live is in a capitalist economy, so let's go back a few centuries and look at capitalism. So these are the comic, and this comic is for me is very interesting. When I took the PhD, it was in economics, while my master was in law and my bachelor was mechanical engineering. So I need to learn very fast. What are economics about? What are the theory, and why do they think about the theory? That's why, by seeing this book, it helped me very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will continue all around. See you. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.